Welcome back into Main Street Living. As promised, we are going to get kids connected. Like it or not, we're in full back to school season. And while that may look a little different depending on where you are in the country, one thing all students are going to need is access to the internet.
That is for sure, which is why Cox is working with families around the country to provide affordable high-speed internet.
So cool. And here to tell us about how Pima County, Arizona is faring from the Sunnyside Foundation. Welcome, Kerri Lopez-Howell to the show. How you doing there, Kerri?
Hi, guys. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Hey there.
Great to have you on the show. So, Kerri, tell us a little bit about the work that you do in the Sunnyside School District Foundation.
Great. So I'm Kerri Lopez-Howell. I'm the executive director of Sunnyside Foundation. We are a foundation that was founded by alumni from Sunnyside Unified School District, and that's been our focus area, helping our students with education resources, getting our teachers classroom resources. We do student scholarships, and with COVID, we shifted into a broader South Side focus, and we started working on basic needs that really needed to be met and meeting the challenge at the time. So.
And we know your foundation has worked closely with Cox to bridge the digital divide. So how has that helped, and how has Cox made a difference?
Yes, so we all know there was a major digital divide nationwide, and it hit our district very hard. We had 21 schools, 16,000 students, and while the students did have laptops, there was an internet connection issue, and we were able to work really closely with Cox in a few different ways. The first one was getting free, affordable internet to a variety of students. We ran an emergency relief fund that Cox was helping us connect internet that way. We ran their Connect to Compete program, helping students connect that way. And then we went like full blown into digital equity work to support our teachers who were having to do the remote learning and keep students connected. So for me, it felt like a holistic approach that Cox took. And it really was the example of such a strong partnership and them working with us to meet that need and close that gap.
Yeah. And when you talk about the partnerships, can you give us a specific example of how a public-private partnership with Cox has actually improved the students and families' lives?
Yes. So in addition to the outcomes of the partnership, where we were able to get students connected to internet, Cox supported teacher scholarships. So teachers were able to get the high-speed quality internet to teach in a really affordable and equitable way for the students. And then there was this outcome that's really incredible, is we're getting internet towers up in a community that hasn't seen internet towers in years, which is such a sad thing, right? In 2021 to have it was 450 households. It was an entire elementary school without internet access. And Cox has come in to start that process for our students. And I highlight that, but I think the most important thing is the partnership piece, right? Being able to call Cox and talk with them and say, these are the needs. It's not just, for us, it wasn't laptops. That wasn't our need. It was the connection to the internet service. And then there was a major issue with teachers getting quality internet for these students who are in these rural communities. And that really shows the partnership piece, where you can call your partner and say, this is the struggle that's unique to us. Can you guys help us through this? And they showed up. They showed up for Sunnyside Foundation and Sunnyside students.
Beautiful.
And internet is not a luxury anymore. I think it's something that you need for learning in schools. I mean, what would the setbacks be without this?
Internet is a necessity, right? It's a necessity for education. It's a necessity for a culture of learning, building curiosity with our students, allowing them to be independent learners. And we still know the setbacks. The setbacks are students weren't learning. They weren't able to be connected. I think it causes us like more of a mental health issue, because if students aren't even connected to their friends at the time, and then they couldn't get to their classroom, we were so reliant on Zooms, right? We still are doing our like Zoom happy hours and meets. And imagine these students not being able to get into their classroom in a Zoom, in addition to, not being face-to-face with their community. It's such a huge aspect of student wellness.
Wow. Well, I mean, we certainly appreciate the information and appreciate what you're doing. Where can our viewers find more information about affordable access to high-speed internet?
Yes, our viewers can look up the Cox Connect to Compete, do a Google search, and it'll come up, and they'll be able to access that.
Awesome.
All right. Very good stuff. Thank you so much for everything you are doing. We appreciate you joining us today on Main Street Living.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, I like that, Quincy. We're talking about spreading some hope to the kids. And coming up, we're going to talk about another way to spread hope. You don't want to miss it.